You've heard so many stories, but now you know that all you have are worries. They come and go. That talk about silver linings is just pretend. When your heart is slowly dying until the end, when everything falls into pieces and you have wasted every teardrop, as it seems for no good reason. Give me something to believe in. I'll be your comfort and preserver, and I'll wipe away your teardrops when the night is getting darker. You don't have to struggle harder. You thought that you could handle any firestorm, but deep down every battle will do you harm.
Good morning, lovely people. Welcome to my next video. So yesterday we moved to a bit of an iconic van life location. I'm going to turn the camera around in just a second once Doug's finished peeing and showing you. There we go. Stonehenge in the distance. We're parked up on the drove. So I'm just taking him for a little walk. And I didn't record yesterday because it was worse than this. It was properly blowing a hoolie. But look at that for a view. We're parked up just up there. So I'm going to see how far he can walk down to the byway this morning before the actual site opens. Now, as you all know, I've been to the Drove a couple of times. I always park on this section of the road just because the main road is just up there and you've got less potholes to get across, to get parked up. A lot of the full-timers park down at the bottom, and then you can see where the visitor centre is, where the bus is, and the bus tours come in just over there. So for those of you who are not familiar, there is a byway where you can walk past the road, the little path that takes you around the stones that you pay for. He's in one this morning. Believe it or not, it's not as windy as it was yesterday. Yesterday it was absolutely, you couldn't even open the van door without it nearly getting ripped off. Come on. So I just recorded a little bit on the way here, like driving footage, and then nothing else, as you probably gathered from Steve and Catherine's video. Yeah, they recorded getting here, I didn't. I just had the day off to try and recover a little bit from this cold. So the little public byway is just here, and then Stonehenge site is just there. And you do have some bits and pieces just on the free bit. So this is a Mesolithic tree throw just here to the left of it. So you literally, this is the path, you see where the rubber matting is just to the side of me, where all the visitors, they pay £25 to walk to Stonehenge, go in, and then you can walk down this byway for free. But we've also got a Mesolithic post hole here. There's quite a few little bits and pieces that you can have a look at for free. And as you can see, a lot of the full-timers like to park down the bottom end of the Drove just down there. And believe it or not, it is 7:30. There's already people in. How mad's that? Come on then. Have you had enough? We'll just go a bit further. So there's the path leading past the stones, and this is the public byway. So obviously you do get a little bit closer, but as you all know, you can't get right close to it anymore because it is fenced off now. Is it English Heritage? I did have a look yesterday online. Tickets are £25 per person. That's a lot of money. Really, really expensive. I've done it before years and years ago. I won't pay £25 to go in. Now, as with something as old as Stonehenge, you would assume that it's got ghost stories associated with it, which it does. So in 1971, a popular but unverified story is of a group of hippie campers that set up tents in the centre of the stones. This was in 1971. During a severe thunderstorm, witnesses reported seeing an intense blue light that seemed to emanate from the stones, followed by the campers fleeing in terror and abandoning all of their belongings. You can imagine it'd be a little bit scary, wouldn't you? So maybe, I think you can do like photography tours where you're allowed to go in amongst the stones, obviously more expensive than £25. I think it's about 40 quid. Well, it was back a few years ago when I came. There are also tales of a guardian. So he is a tall, shadowy figure, apparently seen on the edge of the field, and when he's approached, he disappears. It is particularly well known as being quite a thin place, like a veil between the supernatural world and our world. So if any of you have watched Outlander, you'll kind of get it. So that is why they think a lot of people see apparitions here. So with regards to your folklore, 12th century legend reckons that Merlin moved the stones from Ireland to Wiltshire to create a memorial for 3,000 nobles. There's also the Devil's Heel Stone. Legend says the devil hid behind a stone which it threw at a friar. The stone landed in the River Avon and the mark of its heel remains today. But more practical evidence suggests that it was a large Neolithic cemetery with 64 cremations found and up to 150 individuals permanently buried here. And miraculously, because of its age, it is actually aligned with the sun. So that is why winter and summer solstices are held here. So this stone, which is standing on the outside of the circle all on its own, is the heel stone that the devil supposedly threw at a friar. It weighs approximately 35 tonnes and stands over 4.7 metres high. It's about 77 metres from the centre of the rest of the stones. Its primary function was astronomical, as it aligns with the rising summer solstice sun, as it is viewed from the centre of the stones. Unlike the rest of the stones, it is largely unworked, so it looks quite different. Evidence suggests that the heel stone was not originally alone. A nearby hole implies it once had a twin, and it was part of a pair of other standing stones. It is sometimes misnamed as the altar stone, but the altar stone is actually in the middle of the stone circle, and this is the heel stone, which is stood on the outside. So he really wants his breakfast now, so it's time for us to head back to the van. What does that say? From London or Amesbury. Oh, it's like a little marker, mile marker. Look at all the vans stretching as far as the eye can see. So when you're driving up the main road, that's all you can see. It's quite cool. I do like it here. It's got a nice vibe. Everybody's pretty happy. When you're leaving in that direction, you do have quite a long potholey road to get out. That's why we ended up on the top section. There are a lot of guards about, as you can see, and signs saying that it's trespassing if you go over the fence. I did try to get through one of the gates just a minute ago, but I wasn't going to sneak in. I just wanted to put Doug's poop in a bin, but you can't get through, they're all locked. You can just see our vans in the distance just up there. Come on, sausage. So as you can see, unless you like sleeping on the wonk, you will need your chocks if you come. So I've got my ramp out just on my back wheel. Yeah, it's level with my van all right, because I'm only little. And you do have lots of public right-of-ways across the fields and stuff here, so there are cows in the field over there. But yeah, you can go through the gates to access walks. I might go on a little walk later, seeing as I'm feeling a bit better. Okay, now I'm back. Time to make some breakfast. So I fancy boiled egg and sausages this morning, so that is what I'm making. I'm glad I had the day off yesterday just to start to make myself feel a little bit better. I think that's what I really needed to do. Oh, my feet are cold. Put my slippers on. There's a wind coming in from up here. So it's still really, really windy at Salisbury, but basically on the Salisbury plain here. And it's quite open and exposed, so when it is windy, it's very, very windy here. So we're thinking of stopping here probably another night, and then moving to a rally. So we are kind of out of the way for bank holiday. That's what the general thinking is. But I have had very generous donation of one of my beautiful subscribers who is very, very kind to me, and I am trying to arrange to get all-terrain wheels and tyres put on my van So I'm in contact with Rogue Alloys at the moment, trying to sort out with them, because obviously I would need these wheels disposing of to change them, because I haven't got anywhere to store them. So yeah, you are totally, utterly generous. You know who you are, Mr. R, and I'm really blown away with how generous you and kind you've been to me. So thank you so much. It will mean that winter plans can go ahead and I can go through to Italy. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to possibly arranging that. So yeah, I've emailed Rogue Alloys this morning, and I'm waiting to see what they say, because you email them a picture of your van and then they see if they can fit, because I've obviously only got 15-inch wheels on this van. There's a very small choice of 15-inch wheels, alloy wheels, that they do, and then only certain tyres that they do. So I might end up with the same wheels as Steve. It's not because I'm copying him, it's because there's not a very large range of wheels that they do in my size wheels. And obviously if you make them any bigger, it changes the ride of the van and you have to faff around with stuff, so I'm not going to be doing that. But yeah, you are really kind, so kind, so thank you so much. And I'm actually really looking forward to arranging it and getting it sorted. Just boiling my eggs, keeping an eye on them. Yeah, so thank you. I can't believe it. I'm so grateful. And I just want to say thank you to every single person who sent me such beautiful messages when I was having a bad day the other day. You're all so kind, so thank you so much. And I'm glad that I can bring awareness to, because some lovely lady messaged me and she said, you know, it made her realise that she's not entirely alone when she feels that way. And you know, everybody has days like that, and I just think it's important, especially when you are in the public eye, to highlight it, that life isn't perfect, and even you could be in the most beautiful location and it's still not particularly in your brain feels 100% right. And it's just that we are human beings, we're emotional, and that's just the way things are. So yes, thank you for all the lovely messages. I am okay. I think I was probably coming down with this, so I was feeling a little bit under the weather anyway, and it just didn't help that I just had a bit of an emotional day, but I'm fine. Nothing particularly happened, and you all know with ladies it can be hormones as well. So yeah, I am okay, so thank you all. And I do appreciate the community that I've got on here. I am truly lucky and truly blessed that I've created such an amazing community of kind, lovely souls on this earth, and you've all kind of come together on my channel. So I'm really proud that I've managed to get you all to come together, and you're all so nice to each other in the comments as well. And then when I do get the trolls, loads of you spring to my defence, so you're all so lovely. I actually managed to make perfect boiled egg and soldiers for a change. So they are runny but firm. I left them in for 3 minutes and they are quite large eggs. So yeah, it's just getting the timings right on the type of eggs, isn't it? But I'm going to sit and enjoy my breakfast and look at Stonehenge. Okie dokie, I've been on a little cleaning spree, so the van is all nice and tidy. I think this afternoon I'm going to tackle up there, just pull everything down, make sure there's no mould. I have briefly checked it, but I've not pulled everything down for a while. Steve's just gone to get some gloves. He's going to measure the stud pattern on my van, because we're not entirely sure what it is. All I've done is sent Rogue Alloys a picture of my van, which it says to do on their website. So yeah, we're going to measure the stud pattern, make sure the ones that I'm looking at are the right wheels for this van. And because I basically sent them the wheels that I like, the tyres that I like, and go from there. We'll see what happens with that. Cleaned all the windows in and out, obviously not the back one out, and only up until like where I can reach, because I'm up on the ramp on this side, so I can't reach very far. So yeah, it's probably dirty up the top here, but I can't reach there. I need a ladder, and it's a bit windy for a ladder. And Doug is just, he had a bit of a big walkies this morning, didn't you, mate? So he's a bit tired. Don't know how well you can see on the GoPro, but look at all the people that are at the Stones now. There's a huge queue going down from where the coach park is all the way up, and it's absolutely rammed. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be nice today though. Here's my guy to sort out my wheel stud pattern thing.
Start charging a call out of me.
Well, you're only living behind me. So we've got to take the wheel trim off and find out what the stud pattern is. And then I know that these wheels from Rogue Alloys are going to fit, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they are 5 stud.
5 stud. Have you got, what have you got to do? Measure them? 5 by 118, so that's what we said, didn't we?
Well, what you do is you measure the circumference. So on a 4 stud vehicle you can measure across there, but on a 5 stud you can't.
Oh.
So what you do is you measure from that stud,
Yeah.
that stud to the middle,
Yeah.
which says
6.
like 60 and double it, so that's 120. Well, they're 118s, aren't they?
Yeah.
Stud pattern, so that's what
So it's
they'll
5
be.
by 118, that's what you said originally.
Yes.
Oh, hello you.
That's it.
So I can let Rogue Alloys know, and like I said, I'm not copying Steve, but they don't tend to do a lot of wheels for 15-inch alloys.
Just say you're copying me.
I'm not copying him. Because there is some nice 16s that I really like, but I don't want to put 16s on the van. I'd rather keep them the same size. So we'll just see what they say anyway, because obviously I'm not very far away from him while I'm down here, so I might as well go and get it done while I'm in the area. Okay, seeing as I'm on a cleaning mission, I'm going to empty, obviously that's all my bedding. I'm just going to have to go in the front for now while I empty everything out. So laptop, probably the most important thing to get out of the way so it doesn't break, because you know we've had that before. Then I should easily be able to pile, because the driver's seat I usually try and keep empty just in case I have to drive away quickly for any point, any reason. So I should be able to empty all the bedding onto the driver's seat, being careful of my steering lock, because I've done that before where the bedding has leant on the steering lock and beeped the horn in the middle of the night. Well, I say the middle of the night, like when I'm going to bed about 10 o'clock and I was putting the bed up. Right, I might just have to move this ladder so I can fit this bedding through. For those curious souls of you who haven't seen up here, because I rarely go up to be fair on camera, this is basically my storage facility. So we've got my paddleboard, my yoga mat, paperwork, some shoes, and oh, there's a book in there. Don't even know I had that. Spare bedding, and I think they're Christmas decorations for the van, and obviously my all-power solar panel, bike helmet, spare blanket, PCV, the personal flotation vest, and PFV, and a spare bag that I used like when I'm going in and out of when I went to the hotel and like when I went to the lodge. I just packed that with some bits and pieces. So there's not that much up here to be fair, but it all needs to come down. So I've removed all the front bits. So this is obviously either where me or Lindsay is going to have to sleep next week. So I need to make sure it's tidy and clean up there. She might not want to, because as you can tell, move my cardi, this ladder is very vertical and it's a very small space to get in and out. But I've done it, so I don't mind sleeping up here. She'll just have to put up with Doug. Climbing up and down the ladder is probably not the best for my cough, but it needs doing. Okay, it is clear and I can see 0 mould. So it's very ungainly getting up here. Well, and obviously there's not that much headroom compared to a big van like Steve and Catherine's, but you can get in and out like so. There we go, I'm in. So it's quite comfy up here actually, and if I didn't have my little man, I probably would sleep up here, because then I could just leave the lounge as it is. But I don't think this net would stop him from trying to jump out, and it's quite a drop, you can see. So 0 mould, dry as a bone up here, nice and clean. No dust. I am happy. So what I'm going to do while I'm up here and everything's out is just get these windows on the catches and let some fresh air in. Obviously can't open them fully because it's really windy. Just have to remember that they are on the catches and make sure I shut them before I move the van. Well, now I have to transition back out of here, and this is the bit I actually really hate because, like I said, the ladders are very vertical and I just don't like getting back down. I feel like I'm going to slip, but it's quite an undignified transition. So what I tend to do is get my leg free of the curtain, lie on my belly, find the ladder with my feet, and transition down that way. Like I said, it's not the most gainly way to get in and out of a bed, but it gives me the extra bed to take my sister away, basically, which is really good. I can't find the footing of my ladder. I'm gonna fall. So it's doable, even for me, and getting in and out it's not too bad. Once your bed's made, you can just kind of climb up and slide yourself in. But yeah, once everything's out, you can see you've got quite a nice big space up there. There's just not a lot of headroom. Everything else is really easy to get up, but this big thing is heavy. I love my paddleboard, but I haven't used it lately. I am wondering if I should just get rid of it. But when I am near water, I absolutely love going out on it. That's why I've kept it. I was actually thinking I need another notepad, because the one that I write all my review stuff down and my France trip costs is getting pretty full. So I just found one. I've got loads of stuff up there. So what, excuse me, I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer the France costs into this one, then I can bin that one. And yeah, then I've got a fresh one. So hopefully the trip that I do to Europe this summer, and then hopefully the winter I'll keep my costs. Now the summer we're planning on maybe doing as cheap as possible. We're going to do a budget trip and try and make it really, really cheap, so we'll see what that is, because obviously YouTube payments fluctuate quite a lot, so it'd be good for me to try and keep it as cheap as possible. And that hence the reason I'm not paying 25 quid to go into the Stones, when you can walk past them for free. So that's what I've done this morning. I'm going to go down later on this afternoon, this evening, sorry, when it closes, and take some pictures when there's nobody there, for Facebook and whatnot. I didn't this morning because obviously that early photography crew were in there, so I didn't take any pictures. But yeah, tonight I'll go down. And I did miss the sunrise this morning because I woke up, I thought I'm going to get up for it, I fell back asleep. So maybe I can get up for it tomorrow, and we will see. Oh, look at him. Okie dokie, I brought myself out for a walk. It's still quite windy, but instead of going that way towards the Stones, I'm going to go that way towards the visitor centre, because I've never really been down there before, so let's go and see what's down there. So it is up here to the right of me, where I think you can just about see them on the top. There's some burial mounds. I think they're free to get to. Google Maps is taking me up this road and then across into the field. So let's have a look and see if it's correct, because there's a lot of people on that byway there, but they have to pay to get into that area of the field. I've never walked down here when I've been to Stonehenge, so we will see. And I don't really remember when I paid to go in. It was a long, long time ago. Yeah, so typically Google Maps was trying to take me through a fence which is locked, a gate. So there is a wood just up here, Fargo Wood I think it's called. Presumably that is public access. So we keep walking anyway, see what we can see. But the visitor centre is up here, and that's where the coaches are running up and down, bringing people to and from the Stones. I don't know if you can get into it for free, this part. I'm trying to find out. So according to Google, it is open access land. So presumably I should be able to get in up the top somewhere, walk down the byway. It's all uphill this, but at least I'll be walking downhill on the way down. Let's have a look. People are going in a little gate into the woods up here. So presumably there's access to the woods on this side somewhere. So all of this is barbed wire fencing on the right of me. So this is one of the things you can see when you walk up. It's a memorial for William Hewitson, the Royal Field Artillery, who was killed whilst flying on the 17th of July 1913 near this spot. So that's just at the side of the road as you're walking up. Still no access into the field though. There we go. You carry on walking long enough, find access. I'm in. So presumably I've got to walk down here now. I'll just check my map. So it says I can see the old houses, like the old thatched houses up here. I don't know if I can, because I don't know whether it's part of the visitor centre that you've got to pay for, but I figured I'd have a little mooch through the woods and see if I can see them. And if not, we're walking down that way to see the curses. So you can visit some bits and bats for free and actually see the stones for free, which is good. It's lovely in here. The wind is not getting me because of the trees. Sunlight dappling the pathway in front of me. How cute is it? I've never explored up this area before, even though I've parked up here twice. So the area I'm currently walking through is Fargo Wood or Fargo Plantation, and it does have some remains of burial sites, and yeah, hopefully see these little houses without coming across somebody where I've got to pay, otherwise I'm going to be turning around. So I'm on a budget. Well, look, there's a path leading off here up to the right of me onto the top of one of the burial mounds from the looks of it. So these are Stonehenge curses, I think, or barrows, and there's more of them up, you can see on the field, which is quite prominently. They stick up quite a lot. I'm just going to go and have a look up here, see what we can see. I'm hot. I shouldn't have brought my coat. Oh, it just takes you to a little lucky outie. How cool is that? So I don't think I actually had to walk into the wood to go and see the Neolithic houses. I could have just walked up the road, but I needed to be in the woods to see the burial mound. So that's why I'm in here. Presumably I can get access. We'll just keep walking. It's another 12 minutes up here apparently. There we go. So this gate leads back out onto the road, and I can access the woods on my way back this way. Seems to be a theme of my trip down south, doesn't it? So they're there. They're all being worked on, covered in scaffold, covered in metal cage. I'll go for a little walk closer, but yeah, I doubt I'm going to be able to see them. So I've just walked 15 minutes up here for nothing. Oh well. So that's what they're building, a Neolithic hall with traditional building methods. That's pretty cool. Okay, here's the visitor centre, so we can see the little houses, just not the big hall. So I'm kind of glad I carried on walking. Oh, this is cool. People who built and used Stonehenge probably lived in houses like these. These are recreations based on the archaeological remains of the buildings excavated at Durrington Walls, just over a mile from Stonehenge. That's Durrington Walls. So they have reconstructed it to see what it would have looked like from the remains that they found at Durrington Walls. I've obviously chosen a really busy time to come because there's loads of people here, but yeah, it's a cool little thing. You can just walk in and see them. I'm kind of glad I made the little trip. So it was a rather quick visit because it is absolutely full of people. I'm going to go back to the woods and see if I can see the burial mound now. That's going to be cool once it's up though, isn't it? Right, let's go back to the woods and away from all these people. Okay, I'm walking into the wind and it's blowing a hoolie. So trek up this field, through the woods, then down the hill to see the cursus. I think that's how you say it. Here's the gate finally. Hopefully the wind won't be blowing right in my face now. That's a bit better. So I can confirm, if you wanted to walk from the visitor centre to the stones and not get the bus, it is a 30-minute walk in each direction. So it will take you an hour. Lots of people are doing it, not everyone's getting on the buses. But yeah, that's what I've just done. Oh, that feels better. Nice and cool under here. It's lovely. That wind just blew up out of nowhere. It's been windy all day, but that was as bad as yesterday. So let's go down the field and back to the van via the burial mounds. Okay, this is where I am. So you can walk to Stonehenge and explore the 1.7 mile length of Stonehenge curses and visit many other ancient places. The National Trust owns for the 800 hectares on the ancient landscape within the World Heritage Site. So it says The scale of the cursus is best understood through aerial photography. It's an enormous earthwork as built 5,500 years ago by people using simple antler picks to dig out the chalk and the earth. It's one of the best preserved in Britain and its purpose remains unknown. So you can see the barrows there. So this is what I'm going to see. The low round humps in front of us are early Bronze Age burial mounds known as cursus barrows. They form part of a large group that stretches into the woodland behind you, which is what I've just been on. And then if you went 5 minutes in that direction, you will go the Stonehenge cursus, which is the big earthwork enclosure. But obviously you can't see much of it from the floor. It's more of an aerial thing. If you walk all the way over to King Barrow Ridge, there's burial mounds there which have stood watch over the approach of Stonehenge for about 4,000 years, but that's a 45-minute walk away. And that is what I was just telling you about. Durrington Walls, where they found the remains of those houses, form one of the largest henges in Britain. A henge is an ancient enclosure, usually roughly circular, which is defined by an external bank and an internal ditch. This one was built on the site of what about 50 years ago has been a large Neolithic settlement. Archaeologists think this was where builders of Stonehenge lived 4,500 years ago because they found the remains of those houses there. So you can do all of these ancient sites for free by just walking along the free byways. It is part of National Trust, they do maintain it, but yeah, that's all free. It's just the actual stones you have to pay to get into, and you can see some of those for free from the byway. There's a path just there leading to the cursus. I'm on this path just leading straight back down to the road where the van is. I really need a drink. So where those people are perched just having a picnic, that is one of the Bronze Age burial mounds. You can just about see them peeking up over the landscape through the grass. As with all ancient sites, it is said that you will see spectres of druids returning from the past up on these ancient burial mounds and on the cursus as well. Holy moly, it's windy on here. So there is, you can just see the stones dug out there in the distance. And I'm going to have to tell you this when I get off this field, I can't hear myself think. There's two little silhouettes up on the horizon. Well, one big one, one little one. It's my van and Stephen Catherine's van. You can see more of the mounds just up there on the landscape. I can't deal with the wind anymore, I've had to come back. I was going to go over to the stones and tell you about the curse of the stones. So it is said, you can see them from here just about, that if you disrespect, try and move any of the stones, you will get cursed, as with a lot of other ancient monument sites. I can't believe how windy it's just got. It was alright when I started out, that's why I thought I'd go for a walk. Absolutely crackers. So it's time for Mr. Man's dinner, isn't it? And my dinner. And pretty much that's it for the video, I'm afraid, because I'm not going back out in that wind other than to let Doug out for a pee. I'm gonna get some food, have a nice hot shower, and I'll pick you up tomorrow. So I'll say thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed Stonehenge and have a little kind of look around it. Obviously there's only so much you can film in wind like this. And I'll see you in the morning. See you later.